morning. I'm Miss Fran from Reed Memorial Library, and I want to know, are you ready for story time? Good, because so am I. That's wonderful. Let's sing our opening song together, okay? If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. If you'd like to read a book, come on close and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, clap your hands. All right, now you help me with these motions. I'm going to give you some hints, so listen carefully and follow along. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings, flap, flap. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings, flap, flap. If you'd like to read a book, come on close and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, flap your wings, flap, flap. If you'd like to read a book, say quack, 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 quack. If you'd like to read a book, say quack, 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 quack. If you'd like to read a book, come on close and take a look. If you'd like to read a book, say quack, 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 quack. Did you get my hints? Do you know which folktale we'll be doing this morning? What animal do you know that flaps its wings like a bird and says quack, quack? If you said a duck, you're right. We've been working on folktales all summer, and this morning we're doing one of my favorites called The Ugly Duckling. This book is retold by Claire Daniel. It's almost brand new. You can see how it doesn't want to stay open. I had trouble getting it smashed flat so I could read it to you this morning. One fine spring day, a mother duck sat on some eggs in her nest. She wanted to keep the eggs warm. She sat quietly and waited for them to hatch. The mother duck had 5 eggs in her nest. 4 of the eggs were small. The 5th egg was very big. Then one day the eggs began to crack. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 eggs hatched, but the biggest egg did not hatch. So the mother duck sat down again. She kept the biggest egg nice and warm. She waited for it to hatch too. She looks like she's getting tired of waiting there. Finally, the big egg began to crack. The last duckling popped out. "Cheep, cheep," he said. The mother duck stared at the baby bird's long neck. She looked at his gray feathers. She looked at the other ducklings. He is not like the others, she thought. But he is my little duckling, and I love him very much. During the summer, the mother duck wanted to teach her ducklings to swim. She walked to the water. The 4 yellow ducklings followed her, and so did the little gray duckling. You see all the ducklings there? "What is that ugly thing?" said the other ducks at the pond. "Leave him alone," the mother duck said. "He is my little duckling. He can swim. He is big and strong. He'll be a handsome duck one day." But the ducks did not leave him alone. They hissed and pecked at him. They called him the Ugly Duckling. So he decided to run away. The Ugly Duckling swam up the river, and there he met some wild ducks. You see the Ugly Duckling? He's crying. He's sad that they were making fun of him. But there were hunters nearby, and they fired shots at the ducks. The Ugly Duckling was very frightened. The wild ducks flew up and away, and the Ugly Duckling was alone again. The Ugly Duckling swam on up the river. Soon he came to a cottage. He was very tired. He lay down and went to sleep. The next morning, an old woman found the Ugly Duckling. "I'm so glad you're here," she said. "You can be a big help. Come meet the other animals." The ugly duckling was very happy. He had found a place where he was wanted. "Can you lay eggs?" the hen asked. "No," said the ugly duckling. "Can you catch mice?" asked the cat. "No," said the duckling. "Then what good are you?" asked the hen. The ugly duckling had no answer. He felt very sad, so he went back to the river. The ugly duckling swam and swam. He caught fish to eat. He grew bigger and stronger, but he was very lonely. One day in the chilly fall, the ugly duckling saw some beautiful birds in the sky. They were snowy white and they had long, slender necks. How he wished he could fly with them. Winter came and the ugly duckling found a small pond where he could stay, but it got colder and colder. It snowed and snowed. Then one day the ugly duckling found that he could not swim at all. The pond had frozen and he was stuck in the ice. Oh, he looks so cold, doesn't he? A woodcutter saw the ugly duckling stuck in the ice, and the woodcutter chopped away the ice. He took the ugly duckling home. The woodcutter put the duckling in front of the fire, and soon he was warm and happy. Look, the woodcutter even put a little green blanket on him. The next day, the ugly duckling felt better, but the woodcutter's children wanted to play. They chased the duckling all around the house until he flew out the door. Many more days passed. The ugly duckling became cold and hungry. Then one day, a warm breeze blew. Spring was coming. The ugly duckling looked up at the sky. He wanted to fly, so he raised his wings and up he went. As he flew, the ugly duckling saw some beautiful white birds down below. They were swimming in a pond. The ugly duckling said, "How beautiful they are! I want to swim with them." The ugly duckling flew down to the water. The beautiful white birds all came swimming toward him. The ugly duckling was frightened. "Please don't hurt me," said the ugly duckling. "I know I am very ugly." One of the birds said, "How could you be ugly? You are a swan, and swans are beautiful." The ugly duckling looked at himself in the water. He saw not an ugly duckling, but a beautiful swan. "Look," cried a little girl from the shore. "Look at the new swan. He's the most beautiful one of all." The new swan raised his wings, and all the children came to look at him. Look how beautiful he is. And that is the end. Oops, I'm sorry, I did miss a page. The ugly duckling had been very unhappy, but now he knew that he belonged with the beautiful swans, and at last he was very happy. There's the end. So most of the folk tales that we've talked about so far this summer, they have something that they're trying to teach us. What do you think this story is trying to teach us? Maybe we shouldn't judge people by what they look like, or judge ducks by what they look like. Sometimes we don't know what a person is really all about inside, do we? The ugly duckling, he really turned out to be a swan after all. So I have a flannel graph, and I have a little song to sing with it. So on the flannel graph here, I have 4 items. And the song goes like this. Let's see if I can remember the song. 3 of these things are sort of like each other. 3 of these things are kind of the same. Can you help me find which one is not like the others? Come, let's play our game. All right, what do you see here? What are these items? They look like they're egg shapes, don't they? What is different? They're all white. That's the same. They're all egg shapes. But look, one is bigger than the others. 3 are the size of duck eggs. I'm going to take one and hold it in my hand. That's about the size of a duck egg. And this one here is the size of a swan egg. A swan egg takes almost 2 hands to hold. It's very nice and large. All right, let's play it again. Here we're going to put up some more items that you can look at, and we'll see what you think. So let's sing. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things is not quite the same. Can you tell which one is not like the others? Come, let's play our game. Well, what do you think? I see 3 baby birds here. These baby birds are yellow. This baby bird is gray. These baby birds have orange bills. This baby bird has a black bill. That's interesting. This baby bird is going this way. This one's going that way. These 2 are going this way. Which one do you think is not exactly the same? Do you think maybe this one? This is something called a cygnet. A cygnet is a baby swan. And baby swans are quite often gray, and many times their beaks are black and their feet are gray, or a dark gray like black. These are little yellow ducklings. Ducklings come in all colors, but these little yellow ducklings would be the babies of a domestic duck who is white. The babies are born yellow, and they're all fluffy and cute. When you see pictures of a cygnet compared with a baby duckling, the cygnet quite often looks kind of homely, whereas the duckling will look cute and yellow, but boy, when the cygnet grows up. All right, I have one more time for us to look and see. Can you see these pictures? There's 2 birds swimming in the water. There's a bird that's walking. And there's just the bird's head. Okay, so let's say, one of these things is not like the others. One of these things is not quite the same. Can you guess which one is not like the others? Come, let's play our game. All right, well, I hope you can see these well. They're all animals, little birds. They're white. Each one of them is kind of a white color. Their bills are sort of the same color, the ones that are in the color pictures. You know, the way you can tell the difference between a swan and a duck is a swan has a very long curved neck, and a duck has a little short neck. And they kind of waddle. This guy's waddling along in the grass. So very good. We found all the things that were different and things that were the same. Okay, so that tells me that it's time for our second book this morning. The second book I have is about swans. Look at that beautiful swan on the cover. It's called Swans by Valerie Bodden. Here's a picture of some swans. They're flying over a lake at sunset. Swans are big birds. There are 7 kinds of swans in the world. All of them are good at flying and swimming. Swans are covered with feathers. Most swans have white feathers, but some swans have black feathers. Swans have long necks. They have long wings too. Look at that beautiful swan, and look who's following behind. It's a little gray cygnet, a baby swan. Swans are some of the biggest birds that can fly. Some swans weigh more than 20 pounds. They can be as tall as a second grader. Even though they are big birds, they can fly fast. Some can fly as fast as a car drives on the highway. Here they look how big they look with their wings expanded like that. Swans like to live close to water. Some swans live in the Arctic in the summer, and in the fall, these swans migrate. They fly to where it is warmer. Here you can see there's snow in the trees and on the ground, but the water is not frozen and the swans are swimming along. Swans like to eat plants that grow underwater. Some swans eat fish too. Sometimes swans eat plants from farmers' fields. So look at that beautiful swan. He's standing on a little knoll in the middle of some water there. And these swans are tipped upside down, eating the vegetation off the bottom of the water. Swans like to watch over their eggs to keep them safe. Here a mother swan has laid some eggs. Then they sit on the eggs to keep them warm. After a while, the eggs hatch. The young swans can swim almost right away. They learn to fly after 1 or 2 months. Wild swans can live for more than 25 years. That's a long time for a bird. Swans spend part of their day resting on land. They spend some of the day swimming too. They paddle around with their webbed feet. They stick their heads under the water to pull up plants to eat. And here's 2 swans that have put their heads together, and they have made the classic heart shape that we see quite often on greeting cards and things like that. Swans enjoy each other's company. In the fall and the spring, most swans spend a lot of time flying. They migrate to their new homes. They might make sounds as they fly. Some swans make whoo, whoo sounds, and other swans make a sound like a trumpet. Lots of people like to look at swans. Some people go to zoos to see them. Other people go to places where swans live in the wild. Swans are some of the prettiest birds in the world. Now here is a swan story. If you look in this picture, you'll see a swan that is black. Why are some swans black? Well, people that live in Australia used to tell a story about this. They said that 2 white swans once rested on a lake, but a big hawk lived on the lake too, and the hawk pulled out the swan's feathers. Some crows felt sorry for the swans, so they gave the swans some of their black feathers to wear. And from then on, swans in Australia had black feathers. Do you think that's a true story? It's a fun story, but I don't know if that's true. And there's the end of the book. We live by a lake, and quite often we see the swans flying in the air. They are very, very big. You can't miss them. So we have been talking about swans and ducks. So because we're talking about ducks a little bit today, I thought of a song that would go along with our stories. And it's called 6 Little Ducks That I Once Knew. Have you ever heard that song before? So it's got some actions, and I'm going to need you to help me when we sing the song. First of all, I need you to practice this. Can you go quack, quack, quack? Okay, good. And how about this? Whittle, waddle, whittle, waddle. That's how ducks walk. They kind of waddle back and forth. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 little swans that I once knew. Whittle, waddle, to and fro. But the one little duck with the feather in his back, he led the others with the quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. He led the others with the quack, quack, quack. Down to the river they would go. Whittle, waddle, to and fro. But the one little duck with the feather in his back, he led the others with the quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, quack. He led the others with a quack, quack, quack. Home from the river they would come. Whittle, waddle, ho, hum, hum. But the one little duck with the feather in its back, He led all the others with a quack, 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 quack. He led the others with a quack, quack, quack. Good. You have the words to that song on your kit paper, and you'll be able to sing that. Maybe this afternoon you could practice it again. So I have one more story I would like to show you. And this is an interesting story. Notice I said show you, I didn't say read you, because this book that is called At the Pond is a picture book, but it has no words. And so we have to just look carefully at the pictures. This is by Geraldo Valerio, and it's called At the Pond. There's the first picture. If you look closely, you see it's a dark wooded area. Notice the colors. It's all very grayish brown. And down here in the little clearing is a dog with a collar and a chain. And it's a yellow collar and a yellow chain right next to a little house. Looks like the dog is being taken for a walk by maybe his owner. There's the yellow collar and the yellow chain. How does the dog look like he's feeling? Does he have on a happy face? A sad face? How does he feel, do you think? Here they are. They're walking through the gray woods. But look, it's a boy, and his hair is looking kind of blue. And parts of the dog are looking kind of blue, too. What's happening? Ooh, now the whole sky is turning blue. It's kind of like something's coming alive. Ooh, there's a beautiful blue lake. And what are these? They look like swans, don't they? And the boy and the dog are standing on the shore watching the beautiful swans. Look how colorful the water is. Look, one of the swans is coming over, and he's putting his beak right in the boy's hand. It's like he's inviting him to come, maybe. Can you see the boy and his dog in this picture? Can you find them? Look, they're riding on the back of the swan. That looks like fun, doesn't it? Look how colorful everything is, the green grass. Look where the boy left his shoes back there, though. That's kind of gray still. But everything else is green and blue and beautiful. Look at this. There's flowers and all kinds of different birds. There's pink birds. There's a pink bird. It looks like a spoonbill or something. And look at this. That looks like the tail of some kind of an animal over there. What is happening? There's foxes running around in the flowers, in the green grass. They look like they're playing. Look, here's a fox that's saying hello. He's waving. And the dog, look, he's got a really happy expression. And the boy. And down here are some deer. How beautiful. It's a beautiful day, huh? And here we see all kinds of gorgeous trumpet flowers, all kinds of flowers, and butterflies. And there's a butterfly that landed on the dog's nose. What's the boy doing there? Looks like he's taking off the dog's collar. How does the dog feel about that? And look, now the dog is running and chasing with the butterflies in the grass. And the boy is holding on to the swan, like hugging his neck. Just going through the water. He's touching the swan's head. What does he have in this hand? What's he going to do with that collar? The swan is watching him as the boy is fastening the collar around the swan's neck. The collar with the long chain. Oh my. Look, everything has turned gray. All the other swans are flying away. Do you think the swan is happy to have the collar and the chain around his neck? And the boy looks rather surprised, doesn't he? Oh boy. How does the swan look now? Does he look happy? How does the boy look? This doesn't seem to be working out too well, does it? Look, the boy has a tear in his eye, and the swan has a tear in his. The boy must have taken the collar off, and he's throwing the chain and the collar into the water, and everything is turning blue and beautiful again. What do you think they're doing here? You think maybe the boy is saying, "I'm sorry," and they're forgiving? There he is. See? Everything is made right again, and he's swimming with the swan. They're going back. They've turned. They're going the opposite direction, back to all the flowers and the birds and the deer and the butterflies. Hey, and there's his dog. And the dog is waiting with his shoes. He's got one of his shoes right in his mouth. The boy is saying hello. He's waving. And he gets off on the land. And now the swans and all the beautiful birds, they're flying away. You can see the boy's house in the background. It's not gray anymore or white, is it? It's colorful. His whole yard is all filled with color. And they're waving goodbye, and the swan looks back and says goodbye. That was a happy ending, wasn't it? That was an interesting book by Geraldo Valerio. He managed to tell a whole story without ever writing a word. Okay, so everybody got a kit today. I've really enjoyed seeing your pictures that you've been coloring and then sending pictures to us on Facebook. That has been wonderful. On the back, you'll see a kit with a craft in it. And let's see, I made my craft. I think I might be a duckling today. You never know. Maybe I'll be an ugly duckling and turn into a swan. So what can you do with yours? Maybe you could send us a picture of you wearing your duckling crown. So I'm really glad you came today. Tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, Miss Haley is going to be doing a story time. So make sure you tune in for that. Okay, will you help me sing our farewell song, our goodbye song? Good, it goes like this. I'm glad you came today. I'm glad you came today. I hope that you will come again. I'm glad you came today. Let's wave. I'm glad you came today. I'm glad you came today. I hope that you will come again. I'm glad you came today. When I wave, it almost looks like I was the boy waving at the swan. See you next time.